So why does she think that the United Kingdom is being charged more in interest even than Greece?
Chancellor.
Well, the spread on our gilts over...
The right, gather around, ladies and gents, and prepare yourselves for a theatrical production unlike any other, a front row seat to the most bizarre episode of parliamentary pantomime Britain's ever staged. You might have thought politics was about policies, leadership, and maybe a smidgen of dignity, but oh no, not in this week's Westminster extravaganza. Today's performance stars none other than Chancellor Rachel Reeves in a dazzling display of evasive mumbling, followed closely by a Tory MP delivering the sort of speech that could shake the cobwebs off Big Ben itself. If Parliament had a laugh track, we'd be hearing it every 5 seconds. Before we show you the video footage, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I thank the Chancellor for that response. This year, interest on debt is expected to total £111 billion. This is 8.3% of total public spending. What are the Chancellor's plans to rebuild confidence in the gilt market, and how confident is she that we won't be reliving the worst bits of the 70s again?
Chancellor.
The best way to make sure that we continue to have the confidence in the gilt markets is to keep the Tories and Liz Truss as far away from running the economy as possible. We have brought stability back to the economy, and there has been 5 cuts in interest rates. This is in sharp contrast to the disaster of Liz Truss and the clown show that we witnessed at the Reform Conference at the weekend. 2 parties who would lose control of spending, push up mortgage costs and inflation. They've done it before, and they would do it all over again.
Sir Desmond Swayne.
So why does she think that the United Kingdom is being charged more in interest even than Greece?
Chancellor.
Well, the spread on our gilts over the central bank rate is actually lower in the UK than it is in Greece. So maybe you want to look again at his evidence. The truth is that we've had 5 cuts in interest rates since this government came to office. We are paying high levels of interest on the debt. The debt was accrued by the party opposite, who destroyed our economy and public services all at once. And we are fixing the mess that they...
Madam Deputy Speaker, and here we are, well over a year into this new administration, this new Labour government, and it is clear that they have fundamentally mismanaged the economy in their first year of office. And what do we see, Madam Deputy Speaker? Borrowing costs up, growth flatlining, taxes rising, and businesses, Madam Deputy Speaker, being absolutely hammered. And to fix this mess to the tune of 50 billion, who knows what it might be, Labour are now threatening to hike taxes on anyone that they haven't already squeezed in submission already. And it is clear, Madam Deputy Speaker, that they are coming after your property. If it wasn't enough for Labour to literally legislate to compulsory purchase your garden, your home, by giving local authorities and Natural England more power through the Planning and Infrastructure Bill to compulsory acquire it, not at market value, but at a disregarded value relating to agricultural property value if it's a farm. If they don't manage to grab it, Madam Deputy Speaker, they're certainly intending on taxing it. And if this tax on your home or your garden wasn't bad enough, Labour are also coming after your business. Through the changes to inheritance tax relief, agricultural property relief and business property relief, this government has destroyed one of the very sole business environments that our communities, our businesses rely on. The ability to pass an asset on to your next generation and be able to earn an income from it. Across my constituency, we've seen soft furniture makers like Fiberline, to brewers, from farmers to hotels, to those involved in the hospitality sector, that have all actively taken the decision to slow the amount of investment that they're willing to put in to the growth of their own businesses. Why? because of the threats that are coming out from the previous government's budget back in October last year, the Labour government's budget, and the budget that is coming forward down the line. I will give way.
I'm very grateful he's making a powerful speech on this, but he mentioned the hospitality sector. Does he recognise that the government's cruel decision to reduce the discount for business rates discount for the hospitality sector from 75% to 40% doesn't sound too bad? It's actually an increase of tax of 140% on struggling hospitality sector. What does he think impact that has on future investment plans?
Well, my honourable friend makes an absolutely valid point, because many of our family businesses, whether it's in the hospitality sector or others, are actively withholding a level of investment that they want to, their business to grow and thrive. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, I've spoken to many farming businesses, many family businesses within my constituency who have worked out what their BPR or their APR liability is likely to be over a 10-year plan going forward, and therefore holding that level of investment back that they may have to give to the Chancellor, and not investing it for the future growth of their business. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, that is not good for the health of the communities and the businesses that we represent. And then there's council tax, Madam Deputy Speaker, with the looming threat that council tax revaluations are going to potentially come down the line, raising the council tax liability on many of those constituents, with properties potentially moving into higher tax bands. For Bradford residents, Madam Deputy Speaker, which includes those residents across Keighley, Ilkley, Sills and the Wirth Valley, we've already had our council tax raised by 10% already, and this is a threat that this Labour government is now putting on, with council tax increasing. And then there is business rate relief being cut, impacting many of our businesses. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, whilst there is threats coming down the line of this revaluation process taking place, I want to raise the case of the Valuation Office. Just this morning I spoke to the Rock family, who have developed Providence Park in Keighley with a huge amount of public funding going into this project, now being told, despite having this project completed in its construction phase in April earlier this year, that the Valuation Office, despite an application being submitted, is not even progressing with providing what the business rate liability will be. So therefore, the Rock family are not able, as easily as they wish, being able to let those business premises. So I ask the Minister sat there, what is he doing right now to put pressure on the Valuation Office to get a grip, to pull their finger out on and get these rates looked at, not just for Providence Park, but for those many businesses up and down the country that are struggling to get a level of understanding from the Valuation Office right now. Madam Deputy Speaker, this debate is about property taxes. We know that this government has an indication that they are going to come for property owners in this budget that's coming down the line. They've indicated that already in the previous budget through the changes to inheritance tax. This government must change course for the health, for the good of the economic prosperity of our country.
Now picture this, a calm, serious moment in the House of Commons. An MP politely asks the Chancellor, "Yes, our dear Rachel Reeves." A straightforward, no-frills question, with interest on debt set to hit 11,000 billions this year. That's 3% of public spending. What are your plans to restore confidence in the gilt markets? And oh, by the way, are we reliving the 1970s all over again? A fair question, wouldn't you say? You might expect a polished answer, maybe a chart or two, something that screams, "I've got this under control." Instead, we get Rachel blinking into the abyss as if someone just asked her to explain quantum physics through interpretive dance. The best way to ensure confidence in the gilt markets is to keep the Tories and Liz Truss away. That's right, folks. Step 1 to fiscal responsibility. Banish the ghost of Liz Truss. Liz, if you're watching, please stop haunting Rachel's spreadsheets. You've done enough. But Reeves doesn't stop there. Oh no, she barrels forward with the elegance of a cat trapped in a tumble dryer. She proudly proclaims, "There have been 5 interest rate cuts since Labour came into office." 5, as if shouting a random number is suddenly meant to calm the markets. This is in contrast to the disaster of Liz Truss. She adds, turning the chamber into a full-on history class about the great mini-budget fiasco. She even name-drops the clown show that apparently happened at the Reform Conference. Because when you've got no answers, why not do a stand-up set about your political rivals? Accused Sir Desmond Swayne, leaning in like a detective in a whodunit, and he asks the question we were all thinking: why are we being charged more in interest than Greece? That's not just a zinger, that's a full roast dinner with all the trimmings. Rachel stares down at her notes, possibly blank, and launches into the most linguistically acrobatic explanation you've ever heard. Well, the spread on our gilts over the central bank rate is actually lower in the UK than Greece. Translation: please stop asking me difficult questions. I've only rehearsed the Liz Truss bit. But wait, here comes the pièce de résistance. Rachel declares that they're paying high interest on the debt, but not because of her. Goodness, no. It was the party opposite. She says, the ones who destroyed our economy and public services all at once, folks. That's some efficiency, to be fair. One mighty swoop and bang chaos. Never mind that Labour's been holding the reins for over a year. Apparently it's still someone else's fault. Very convenient. Just when you think Parliament can't get any more theatrical, we shift scenes. Enter stage right. A Tory MP, red in the face, tie slightly askew, eyes glowing with righteous fury. If Parliament had theme music, his would be Wagner's Ride of the Valkyries. He's come to deliver the speech of a lifetime, and nothing, not logic, not moderation, not even basic punctuation, is going to stop him. Madam Deputy Speaker, he thunders. Here we are a year into this Labour government, and what have they done? Well, apparently they've mismanaged the economy. That's page 1. Page 2, borrowing costs are up, growth flat, taxes are higher than the shard on tiptoes, and businesses absolutely hammered. Not just hammered, absolutely hammered, which, as we all know, is the technical term for economic collapse. But the true horror, dear viewer, lies not in numbers, but in your garden. That's right, the Labour government, this MP claims, is plotting. I tell you to compulsory purchase your back lawn, your hydrangeas gone, your gnome collection confiscated. They won't even pay market value. Oh no, they'll offer you the price of a sack of potatoes and a sad-looking turnip, because apparently your garden is now agricultural land. Next thing you know, Natural England will be knocking on your shed door with a clipboard and a spade. And it doesn't end there. He warns that inheritance tax changes will decimate family businesses. Agricultural property relief, toasted. Business property relief, evaporated. He paints a picture of Britain where every pub landlord, furniture maker, and sheep farmer is on the verge of tears, begging the Labour government to just stop meddling. According to him, investment has screeched to a halt because families are busy running tax simulations instead of running businesses. They've swapped innovation for spreadsheets, hope for horror stories. Now, just as we're recovering from that economic monsoon, another MP jumps in like a tag team wrestler. But what about the hospitality sector? She asks, eyes wide, arms flailing. And lo, another avalanche of economic doom. The business rates discount is going from. That doesn't sound too bad, you say. Wrong. It's apparently a 40% tax increase. Don't ask for the maths. It's parliamentary maths, which obeys different laws of reality. The impact catastrophic. Hotels are panicking. Farmers are quivering. Soft furniture makers. Yes, even the makers of squishy armchairs are shaking in their corduroys. But wait, there's more. Council tax revaluations are on the horizon, creeping up like a bad sequel. They're going to push people into higher bands. He cries, people of Bradford, Ilkley, Silston, and the W Valley, take cover. Your council tax is about to get revalued into another dimension. And if that doesn't send you running for the hills, how about the absolute chaos that is the valuation office? The MP tells the tale of the Rock family, no relation to Dwayne, who built a business park in K, and are now stuck in valuation purgatory. Despite completing construction, the office hasn't told them what they owe in business rates. It's like being stuck in economic limbo. What's the minister doing about it? The MP bellows, silence, probably because the minister's still trying to work out what day it is. And as we zoom out from this cacophony of complaints, what becomes abundantly clear is that no one, and I mean no one, has a clue what's actually going on. Rachel Reeves is too busy playing blame the ghost of government's past, while the Tory MP has clearly memorized the entire script of Apocalypse Now Fiscal Edition. Starmer wasn't even present for the show, perhaps wisely avoiding the spectacle altogether, but that doesn't stop the jab. His absence hangs in the air like the smell of microwaved fish in the Commons canteen, conveniently absent while the benches catch fire. Now here's the real kicker. Amongst all the shouting, blaming, and gesticulating, the solutions are nowhere to be found. Everyone's pointing fingers, waving paper, quoting numbers they barely understand, but not one person says, "Here's a plan." No detailed proposal, no working strategy, just vibes. Glorious chaotic British vibes. And maybe, just maybe, a secret garden tax lurking in the shrubbery. So what did we learn, dear viewer? That Parliament is the greatest reality show you never subscribed to. That Rachel Reeves could turn the central bank rate into a TED Talk on confusion. That Tory MPs now give economic horror stories scarier than anything Stephen King's ever written. And that when it comes to leadership, the only thing running is our patience. If you enjoyed this whirlwind tour of fiscal fantasy, gnome-snatching policy plots, and spreadsheet soap operas, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell like it owes you council tax, because trust me, next week's performance, it's bound to be even madder. Cheerio for now. And remember, in British politics, the only thing certain is that nothing makes sense, but everyone's got a graph to prove it. Thanks for watching this video till the end. Please like, subscribe, and share this video with your loved ones so you can put a smile on their face. Thanks once more. See you in the next video.